I feel presence. The energy feels slightly different.
How does it feel different?
It the vibration doesn't feel the same deep love. It's a different presence. It feels more like a curiosity. Like the merge I kind of feels not human. It feels different. It doesn't feel the same though.
Okay, I want you to feel into this and just listen to what you hear. Are these the same beings from last night?
No.
Are these shadow people? The observers?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that word.
Are they here to learn?
Yes.
Do they observe us?
Yes.
Why? What information are they trying to gain?
They're looking for something.
How many of us do they watch?
Not everyone.
Okay. Intuitives?
More than that.
Okay.
Intuitives and I want to use the word potentials. It's
Yeah.
not potentials. It's like
People who don't know they're intuitive yet?
that's not the right sense. It's more pre-activated.
Ooh, I like that. Pre-activated. Okay.
Like, not that they don't know they're intuitive. It's like they watch those that are on the edge of activation.
Did I make a video about them? What's your initial reaction?
I don't know. That was my first initial reaction was, I don't know. That's funny. They're curious how the activation happens. It's like watching a baby being born. There's something that changes in the auric field that is fascinating to them.
Can you tell me intuitively what you feel like they look like?
Um,
Do they have a gender?
I don't feel that.
Okay.
The picture I got was almost like a black cat in humanoid form.
Yes. These, oh my
Really?
God, I'm so fucking excited to talk to them. Thank you. Okay.
Really?
Yep, that's what I should call shadow people. Anyway, okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I made a video about this. Okay, hold on. Calm down, Andy. Calm
Okay,
down.
you just gave me chills. You're giving me chills.
I'm
That's
so
good.
sorry.
That's
Keep going.
good.
Okay, let's keep going.
No,
Okay.
that's positive because then I can bounce off your energy because it's not the
Okay.
same merging. It's a very strange sensation. So I almost feel like
Don't let them in
we're
your body. They're right here. They're going to stay right here. Okay. We're not going
okay.
to let them in. We're just going to keep them right here. We're being the observers now.
Okay, I feel okay. Yes, that makes sense. It's
How
very
many of them
odd.
are there?
I would say like six.
I saw 3. There's a lot. Okay, cool. I have so many questions for you. How long have you been on this planet? Ooh, I see you. I see you here. Keep going. How long have you been on this planet? Oh, this is
I think that's like a weird question.
exciting. Okay. Always?
It no. Um Not when it was irrelevant.
Okay.
It matters now. I'm getting chills. Something about it's like a shift, like a what's that word, that concept? It's like a tipping point.
Mm.
Like what is I know there's a word for it. It's like that critical point between light and shadow. What is it? Like a 0 point, 0 point, 0 point.
Okay. Can animals see them?
Sometimes.
Do they get freaked out by why do they
Of course.
always leave when I see them? When anyone sees them, why do they leave?
Because it's not helpful when you're paying attention. They can't watch you. They can't observe you in the way they want to. It's like the data is compromised.
That's what I feel like too.
It's like, fuck, they know they're in an experiment.
Yeah. Are they messing with the timelines?
Mm.
Or is it
They're
not
not
as linear as
allowed, they're not permitted to affect things in that way. They, oh, that's weird. Okay, I don't know what that means. They they distort it in the way that I distort it. Only I'm not sure how I distort it. That's like a thing I do that I don't know how I'm doing it. Justine talked about that shit last night. Everybody talks that. Everybody that knows me, becomes my friend, gets involved in me, is like, what the fuck do you do to time? And I don't know either. So
Okay.
they say they distort things, whatever that is.
They distort it. Like deja vu?
No, they stretch it out
Are we
when they're
talking about
able.
timelines? Or are we talking like parallel timelines? Or are we talking about this linear timeline?
This linear timeline.
Okay.
In timelines. Oh, okay. They can't, neat. Yeah, okay. They can't affect timelines. They can distort sections in the same timeline.
Tell them I see them right here. I see you right here. And
They
then
said it's like they're not deaf.
and
They're like,
then
well,
and then
okay.
why are they talking to us now? Won't that mess up the experiment?
It's a different purpose right now.
What's the main purpose?
They said they're like a task force.
Oh my God. Okay. Other people have
They're not part of the same. They're like a special task force. They want to work together. They want to work with me. I don't know why, but why?
Okay. Other people have claimed that they see something similar, but that it's a negative entity. Can you talk about that, please?
They don't feel negative. They said that is because so when you give something a label, you start to assign it meaning. When you have visuals, you start to assign meaning. Your brain takes over to make sense of it. And so the word shadow inherently has a negative connotation.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
especially because of the way intuitives have worked.
Yes.
Shadow is not negative. It is neutral. Um, it feels like it's just the waiting space, like the container for light. There's just because there's no light present doesn't mean it's negative. Dark is not negative, it's just dark. It is without light. It's logical. We're assigning human emotions to something that is, yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
What would they prefer me to call them? The observers? And should I tell more people about them or should I shut up?
They said shadow is fine.
Okay.
Because again, from a logical standpoint, that makes sense. They look
That's
like
what they look
shadows
like.
with cat eyes. Right. They're like, no, that makes sense. It's just that, okay, well, yeah, that's similar to how I feel about the word psychic, I guess. Like, you know, It's
It's
like, oh
just a
God, don't use
label.
that fucking word, because people are like, oh, what's up, Miss Cleo? It's not a good thing. So I'll use
Mm-hmm.
intuitive, but then that's frustrating because sometimes when people are like, what's that?
It's just a label. Yeah.
Exactly. So they like literal descriptions. If it's clinical, if it's scientific, that's very good.
Okay.
So it's really just, they're like, well, if you have to re-educate, that's on you.
Do they work with the grays?
I
Because
get
it
the
feels
feeling
like
they
the
don't like
grays.
them.
It feels like the grays do something similar. That's what I'm saying.
They don't like their approach, is how I feel.
It's
And
like
it's
too
not like the kind of,
aggressive.
no, it's not the and it's funny because it's not the kind of dislike. When I say dislike, it's not like humans dislike each other,
Right, right.
It's just, yeah, they don't prefer their approach.
Okay.
They don't agree with their methods.
Mm-hmm.
And their objectives are different.
What are the grays' objectives?
Merging.
Mm. Okay. That makes
Um,
sense to me. Yeah, I got that. This is the best conversation I've had in my whole life. Thank you.
Evolution. I hear their
Yeah.
objective is evolution. The shadow people they don't want to merge with us. I hear
No,
like in any way, shape, or form. They're like,
they're
no, man, that don't
learning.
make sense.
They're just, so what do they see when they see our auric field changing?
Changing
Or shifting? Like, what are they looking for?
markers
Well,
to understand. They evolve as a species too. And so they're trying to understand what the energetic markers for that process are.
huh. What about children who are autistic or people who are autistic?
What about them?
Do they have any is it do their auric fields work the same way that someone who is not autistic works? It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I hear it's like it's not an issue with the energetic field.
Okay.
It's an issue. I feel like they're trying to argue on semantics. That's hilarious.
Right.
It's something about like, okay, well, the energy is not the same thing as sensitivity.
Yeah.
Their sensitivity is different.
Mm-hmm.
Their neurological compounds are different.
Right. Right.
The way their structure is built, like their frequency is different. Where we might say, oh, their energy, and they're like, no, that's not. The
What?
way their synapses fire, they said, are it's different.
It's different. Okay. Um, are they going to be, are they observing the merging or the DNA shift that's happening with humanity and different galactic beings? Yeah, man, I know a lot.
Well, they can't not observe it. They said it's happening while we're
Okay.
they don't understand that question. I hear like, does not compute. I'm like, what?
Okay.
This is
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Why do people have sleep paralysis?
Oh.
And that does that have anything to do with them?
Something about it's like not accepting the physical vessel is not accepting the the traveling something.
Like the astral traveling?
Yeah. Oh, Coupling. There you go.
What
Thank
is
you.
that?
It
What's
should.
coupling?
I saw a picture of a train. You know how like when how coaches connect to a train, the physical vessel is not
Oh,
accepting of the energetic and like soul level coupling and uncoupling.
is that interesting to them? Because I've had a lot of people tell me they've experienced sleep paralysis and then they see shadow people. So is that them? Are there different types of shadow people or like,
No, they say the veil is just thin there. When you're halfway in, halfway out, you can see everything.
okay, okay, makes sense. So could we see them on a very physical level if we were astral traveling because we're behind the veil at that point? I don't
I
know.
don't
Okay.
see why not.
What dimension do they hang
Yeah.
what dimension do they hang out in? What dimension are they from?
Here's me trying to filter shit. Sorry. Like between the fifth and sixth, I don't know what that means.
Okay, cool. I get that. I understand. I'll explain it to you later.
Okay.
This is the best conversation of my whole life. Okay. Um,
Happy to help.
I appreciate you so much. Okay. Do they ever reincarnate as humans or animals on this planet? They don't like that question.
No, no, they don't. They're like, why would we do that?
I don't know. I just thought I'd ask.
They're if they're like, no, they're not part of our karmic atmosphere.
Okay.
They're not part of it.
Okay.
They live along I'm sorry, live. They
Exist.
coexist
Yeah.
alongside it, right? They function and perform alongside it.
Okay. Um, so the reason that I asked that is basically because when children are small, um, are you guys aren't like spirit guides, right? Where you have like someone assigned to you to help you, right? You're just the observer, which I understand. But my question is, I've had a lot of people that are children see them. So is the veil thinner when you're small, or like why are so many kids seeing shadow people?
They're like playmates. That's cute. Um, they're newer.
They're newer to this
They're
reality.
newer. They right. They remember. They're not yet bound by the same limitations. They haven't been fully programmed.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm. I have more questions. Were they there? Okay. Was I know I feel like Atlantis was a real thing. Was Atlantis a real thing?
not the way, not the way it's not. It's not pictured. Almost like pictured, constructed. It's painted. Okay, you like that one better. Not the way it's been painted.
Okay.
It
What about
wasn't this.
Lemuria?
That's closer.
Okay.
They said it's like that's closer to. It wasn't. I hear it's like this idea of a utopia is
Yeah, I don't think
doesn't
it was
compute.
yeah, I don't think it was a utopia. I'm talking about the technology most. And I feel like we're headed towards another explosion of power that Lemuria and Atlantis experienced before they went away. Am I correct in that, or what's going on with that? Did I break it?
No, I'm feeling pressure here. I still feel presence. Um, maybe they're like, nah, they're conferring with each other. um,
That's good. That means it's a good question.
They're not in the business of predictions. They don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. What about how are people showing up to them with the coronavirus? Like with everything going on right now in our world, how has humanity shifted in their eyes?
Hmm. They said it's becoming more difficult to work because they're more visible because of the virus.
Are people confusing them for death?
Sort of. They're like assigning hallucinations to them. People see all kinds of things. Like that, like I'm getting a patient. So when you're like very close to death,
Yeah.
anybody could be standing beside you and you might think they're your mom.
Right,
It's
right,
the
right, right.
same, it's the same thing. Because people don't know what they're seeing. Okay. I'm seeing like for instance, in like a live shooter incident, or you hear a gunshot,
Yeah.
your mind doesn't say, hey, that's a gunshot. It tries to make it fit into your everyday surroundings, and you're like, oh, somebody dropped a stack of dishes next door, or you're trying to rationalize it. And so because so many of these people are not near their activation window when they're contracting the disease,
Mm-hmm.
they're unable to process what their physical senses are showing them now.
Okay.
They they're trying to make sense of it. Um, they said it's quite disturbing.
Oh, that's sad. How do people know if they're near their activation window other than being able to
They're
see
not
them?
they're not sure what causes it. It's one of the things they're studying.
Hmm.
They don't they don't there's like an
Hmm.
event or a trigger,
Okay.
and then there's a window, and it doesn't appear that it's constricted by time, but it is limited in some way. There's there is definitely a structure to it, like a
Mm-hmm.
formula,
Right, right, right.
and when it closes, it is more difficult to open
Mm.
subsequent times after.
Very scientific. What about the flashes of bright light that I've been seeing? Does that have anything to do with them?
No,
Okay.
that
Awesome.
that that has to, it's like an energetic flare.
Wow. Okay.
uh when there's a rapid shift in vibration,
Mm-hmm.
it's causing a ripple in the physical reality, in the timeline.
Okay. Some people theorize that shadow people are ourselves jumping through different timelines to observe us. Are you a version of ourselves or no?
There is something similar.
Okay.
Feels like a shroud,
Okay.
but they are an entity of themselves as well.
Okay. Cool. Cool. And then I'm asking this because it came to me. What about sleepwalking? What is that? Does that have anything to do with you? Why did that come into my head?
Does it have to do with anything me personally? Yeah.
No, no, no. Like with
Oh.
shadow people. Sorry, not you, Christy. Shadow people. You're not here. You're just a vessel now. Keep going. Love
Not in
you.
the same way as usual, though. It's like so weird. Nice. GTFO. Sleepwalking. Sleepwalking makes it very easy to commune with them.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Because you are, it's all, you're almost like on the same frequency as them.
Can they communicate telepathically? Well, I guess they are, right? That was a dumb question.
They didn't think it was a dumb question.
Okay.
It's not telepathy the way we typically define it.
Okay.
I think this is one of those weird technical things. It's semantics again. It's something about like they formulate a message and push it toward your field. It's not the same connection as telepathy. They're saying telepathy is about it's like a energetic mental alignment. It's more about that's different, apparently.
And if people get freaked out by seeing them, can they ask them to go away?
Yes, their objective is not to upset or frighten anybody.
Yeah, their objection is to go unnoticed, correct?
Yes. Awareness doesn't automatically equate with them exiting.
Right. No, I've been aware of that.
Right. Depending on their objectives, they might continue with that. So, but yeah, they can be asked. And I get the feeling they're like, that's not a request we would deny.
So the auric, so their objective is to watch for the changes in the auric field, correct?
More than that, it's like it's almost like biomarkers.
Does it, I don't know what that is, but do you, is it a shift in the vibration as well of the human being?
It's not a shift in the vibration, it's a shift in the capacity for the shift in vibration.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I get that.
If the average person, yes, that you are all capable of these things,
Right.
but you can't just sit somebody down and they're going to be able to do that. The capacity, they have to reach, right, there has to be a shift in their light body and their like it's like chemical makeup almost, in order to allow for that to happen.
Okay. Okay. And last question that I'll ask. Fuck, what was it? It just left me. Oh no, don't leave. Come back. What was the question? What was the question? I don't remember. Oh man. Never mind, I guess. Thank you so much for talking to me.